Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Today is March 27th, 2019, and you're here on our Wednesday Team Prosperity meeting. I cannot wait to see what Mike has prepared. He's been working on a great presentation. Also, we're lucky to have David Chase say a few words about what he's doing. So really excited to hear about that. So let's go ahead and get started with David Chase. I'd love to hear about what's going on. David, if you'd like to star 6, you can unmute your line.
I'm unmuted, Marla. Thank you.
I can hear you perfect. Go right ahead.
Thanks, honey. Thank you all. Good morning, good afternoon to wherever you are. A couple tidbits of information that I'm trying. Mike and I are always trying in the back office, trying to get more people into the top of the funnel. We're always looking at different ways to make it easier for you. I'm really executing salesjobs.com in a big way right now. I made 110 phone calls yesterday. Not 8 videos went out, and I've got ABC calls lined up today. Of course, somebody doesn't show up at an ABC, it doesn't. I try 2 or 3 times, and then I move on. But what I'm also doing is I'm extracting phone number, email, and name on a spreadsheet. If I don't talk to somebody, I leave a voicemail. Then I copy and paste all of that, and then I make a GMAS. And if you notice in the lead capture in the back office or in your CRM, when you go to the lead wizard, you have all your lead capture pages. The first one is really the best. It's what they show during the meetings about digital agency, build your business. It's really incredible. I showed it to a few people for 4 minutes. If people don't get it after that, then they're never going to get it. So, really, that's my tidbit of advice. Keep yourself and make yourself grow and keep yourself a ton of data, because data is what we need. Also, if you're not extracting from your LinkedIn, I'm sure I can help you, or Mike Amos can help you put everything on a spreadsheet very simply. The more database you have, the more emails you can send out. I am probably going to step up my GMAS to unlimited now, because I'm only allowed up to 400 or 500 at a time before they shut me off. And remember, when you're GMASing, you must put your home address in there. You must also you can opt out at any time, so GMAS doesn't flag you. The other thing I wanted to discuss is I'm doing something pretty extraordinary. I decided to do, I don't know if you all follow this guy, Albert Real. I've joined his system inside of the system. Why? Because I'm going to learn how to Facebook market. I'm going to learn how to do the things the correct way, and I'll be able to help all of you when I get this. It's a 9-week course, so I'm only starting week 3. But there's a little tip I want to give everybody that might help you when you're talking to a potential client. It was just amazing how it changed. Another thing changed. We all read Rich Dad. We haven't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We really should. That's what we do. And the Rich Dad always says to people that wealthy people always pay themselves first. Most people take their paycheck, they pay their bills, and whatever's left over they have. That's really not the way the wealthy people get wealthy. You could convey that message to a potential client or a business partner. So anybody out there, if I said that to you, let me ask you a question. How much do you want to pay yourself every month? How much do you want to pay yourself every month? What a leading question that is after you put the base out there and talked about how wealthy people get rich. They pay themselves first. I know in this course that I'm taking now, I'm committed to taking every check I get. I take 10% out of it and I put it away to pay myself. Of course, I take another 10 or 15% to pay taxes, but I take it out immediately. I'm changing I did it before in my past. Unfortunately, I had some financial crap that happened to me in 2008 and 9, like millions of me and millions of us baby boomers. So I couldn't do that, but now I'm starting to do it again. I'm practicing what I preach. So the message to you is when you're talking to people, really use the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What do you want to pay yourself? Not what you have left over. What do you want to pay yourself to get wealthy? And or wealthy and protect yourself against a catastrophic moment in life, which living benefits provides. Look, I can only tell you, I'm deep into this thing. I'm learning how to video market. This is my week 3. I have to video market myself. And I'm learning what my perfect client is through this process. Who I'm after and who I'm talking to. He equates it to a doctor. A doctor who's a GP, a general practitioner, makes a lot of money, does really well. But does he do as well as the heart surgeon? And that really struck a chord with me. Does he do as well as a heart surgeon? The heart surgeon is going to make a lot more money. So what you all should think about is who you really want to talk to. Is it a baby boomer? I can tell you mine from my own personal experiences, and I'll be done in about 3 minutes, Michael. My mother was in a nursing home. I paid for it. I was a single dad at the time. I was a sandwich person running a business, taking care of my son, and taking care of my mother in a nursing home, and spent a fortune to do it out of my SEP plan. Had I known what an IUL back in the day, it would have never been in the SEP plan. So my perfect client is going to be the small business owner who's caught in the middle between raising children and having to run to take care of parents who are not well. And then most of them are not prepared for that event 20, 30 years down the road. So that's what I'm going to be addressing, and I just want you to think about that. Think about specializing who you want to talk to about writing business. Even if it's your warm market or your hot market, who do you know that you can look? It identifies with me because I know what it cost me. I know what it cost me, not just in money. I know what it cost my family and the tearing apart between my brother and myself and the screaming and the yelling that went on. And it's in every family, 9 out of 10, unless the parents have everything in writing. And there's no discussion. It makes it very simple. It makes it very easy. So it's a compelling story, and I will continue to evolve with this thing. I'm only starting week 3. I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to turn me on to some incredible things. And people, according to Mr. Rial, who's done this himself, it's a proven system. People chase him. He doesn't chase people. So I promise you, as things unfold, I will share my video with everybody when I'm done with it. I'll ask for your accountability, my accountability. I actually have an accountability partner in the other program. So I'm accountable. I hope you all are. I hope you're all using the accountability sheet. I truly do. This is obviously not for the faint of heart, building this business. It's not easy. How many people disappoint you? How many people tell you what they're going to do and don't do it? I'm always a simple man. Just do what you say and say what you do. But most people can't. And I'll leave with this example. I had a guy, he's called me, I want to talk to you, but I'm too busy. This was yesterday. Too busy, but I'll call you back later. Well, he never called me back later. I kindly texted him this morning. Are you available now? No, I'm not available now, but I'll call you at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Well, I'm booked at 11 o'clock my time. So I politely wrote back. I said, it's up to you to get a hold of me. Well, I have this problem, this, that. I said, listen, that's fine. I'm not here to chase anybody. I'm looking for the Navy SEAL. Remember what they say on the main page? We want that Navy SEAL. I don't know if I'm there close to the Navy SEAL, but I'm unrelenting. That's what this takes. You all hear Chris screaming and yelling all the time, and that's what he does. He's a great cheerleader. But this is what it takes. I've got 7, 8. I've got a client today, and I'm still going to find a way to get 100 phone calls in. So it's up to you. I know this window is open for everybody now. I know it is. And I know our system is set. And it's frustrating when people don't use the system and don't follow what has been accomplished by the inner circle of people who put it together. I advise that you use it, learn it, and then make yourself. I don't use every word again anymore. Of course, I've been here long enough to know the difference and help create this with Mike and Alana and the inner circle of people who put this together. But you know what? Chris may be strong, he may be boisterous, but he is a systems guy, and he does have numbers down, he does have logistics, and this is what it takes, everybody. So, I'm willing to help anybody who's on this call. I know Mike and Alana are. My phone is always open. I'm working. If I don't answer, I will get back to you because that's me and that's my training since I'm 22 years old. Being a furniture rep on the road for 35 years, you get back to people. That's courtesy. So if you need me, I'm here. I always say that. I'm not going to lie to have my phone number. I'm sure Mike can put it up. If you need me for anything, pick up the phone, say hello. I'll help you with anything I possibly can. I wish you all a great day. Keep going. Don't stop. Be unrelenting, and don't ever quit. Thanks, Alana and Mike. Enjoy the day.
Thank you so much, David. SVP David Chase, everybody. And I absolutely loved how he talked about that he's learning to market on Facebook. He's paying himself first. He's looking for that ideal candidate. All really, really good stuff, David. Thank you so much. Anyways, I'm really, really excited to bring up Mike. Can't wait to see his presentation. He's been working hard on it. Let me go ahead and grab him. Give me just 1 second.
All right, you guys, Q1 2019 coming to a close. If you were around for the entire quarter, hope it went well. If it didn't go well, just kind of always remember we reflect on what we've done, we reevaluate what we've done, and then we kind of go forward and make the necessary corrections, adjustments to make sure that Q2, 3, 4, and beyond is going to be something that the effort that we put into this on the front end returns the rewards on the back end that we're expecting. Last week, real quick, just a recap of what we talked about. And remember, guys, this is a weird time for a meeting. So if you're managing people, if you're building a business, make sure that they know they have access to the recording and they can watch those. Last week, we talked about creating velocity in your organization. We talked about the idea and the model and the process of a digital agency build-out. We talked about profiting from the right partners, something we always talk about. And we also talked about the daily activity metrics, what it takes to build a base shop. And that's really your first step in the beginning is to build a base shop. And we went furthermore and said, okay, let's discount all types of franchise and distribution build out. Let's see what we could do as a senior vice president running a base shop with $140 average premium per day being written. Just in bonus, that's $68,000 per year, guys. So it's very, you don't have to have widespread distribution of financial services here. You can start small, make some incredible money, and use that base shop as a training center to get people when they're at the right mindset and when they've been properly trained, when they've been properly supported, they can go out and do this on their own. And then you can start building the distribution. You're always eyeing distribution, but you're also concentrated on what needs to get done today. So let's go through some things that hopefully will help you guys build your business. David talked about some things. If you guys are emailing, if you're texting, one of the first and most important things is what is that subject line on the email? What is that intro text message? It's got to be clear, concise. It's got to be articulate, but it's got to get right down to the point and, more importantly, entice that other side to open up and respond back. One of the things that I do sometimes when I'm on hold is I'll flip through my email, whether it's the inbox, whether it's spam, promotion, social, and look at some other headlines that other people are writing and which ones stand out on the page, which ones, even if I have no interest in what the end product, service, or offer is, what's making me click on that? And I think once you start to understand what other marketers do, how they position themselves, how they write headlines, it's a lot easier for you to be more effective. We've got a couple of new consultants that I wanted to introduce to you guys, and I'll put this in the Facebook group as well. Steve McCarthy on Sharon Nunez's team. There's his contact information. There's his email. What I want you guys to do is start to get to know your teammates, start forming relationships. This is infrastructure that was given to us. Our job is to put the human element in place and piece all this together. He says, hello, Steve, or hello, team. I'm Steve McCarthy. I've been back in the insurance business for about 4 years. I was employed by Mutual of Omaha and New York Life, as well as being appointed by many others. I'm looking forward to meeting all of my team and using this platform to conquer the insurance industry. Thank you. Together, nothing can stop us. So what you want to start doing, even though you're not directly related, upline, downline to somebody, get to know your team because, like I said, we've got to put the pieces into place in the assembly line that allows everybody to gravitate towards what they specialize in, but also have access to people that can help them close sales if they don't come from an industry background or if they don't feel comfortable doing the consulting. So Steve is definitely a consultant that we'll be using going forward. And also Joel. Joel's been with us for a while, but really he's starting to really devote some more hours. And there's Joel's contact information. He's been in financial services industry since 1982. He's developed a successful multi-state practice providing retirement and estate planning services to his many clients. He specializes in out-of-the-box thinking, has brought and continues to bring many unique solutions to client problems. He specializes in tax niches, as well as being able to structure tax-efficient strategies for many of his clients. Although he does not offer tax or legal advice, he has a network of professionals from whom he's gained tremendous insight and frequently calls on these experts to assist clients. He specializes in structuring life insurance products to solve a myriad of financial problems. Although he does not sell life insurance, he has been able to place large amounts of life insurance coverage as it is often the best solution to the problems encountered by the clients. Once a solution is presented, the client often recognizes the simplicity of the solution and purchases the need for life insurance. He uses a plethora of programs to solve problems, including insured asset recovery programs, self-liquidating loan programs, IRA enhanced distribution programs, and many others. I will tell you, I'm happy to have Joel with us. Joel is somebody that you guys can go to for more complicated cases. I had a partner bring me a case the other day and says, you know what, two of us together, this isn't the right partnership and teamwork to bring to this client. So we involve Joel, and they're working on a pretty big deal with this guy. So guys, understand who you have in the assembly line, understand everybody's strengths, their weaknesses, and learn how to build relationships with these people that can help close sales, provide those organizational growth through the premium that they're able to close from having consulting experience and being able to come in our company and understand what we do, but also keep, their skill set intact. Joel, Steve, very excited to be working with you guys. Guys, make sure you take down this contact information. Make sure you're reaching out, introducing yourselves. This next number of months is very, very important for getting a lot of this stuff pieced together. Also, we continue to bring this up. Yes, Transamerica is a platinum-rated provider along with Pacific Life and Nationwide, but Crump handles a lot on one platform, whether it's other life products, fixed income annuities, a lot of this stuff. You've got don't get in the habit of just thinking that you only have one product, one solution for the client. Yes, living benefits is a flagship product. We sell a lot of it, but there's going to be a lot of different things happening as we go forward. We're probably going to have a recession. We'll probably have a stock market correction. People are going to be looking for different types of alternative ways to, A, have safety of principle and have some growth. It's not limited to, what they have to pick from right now in this ultra-low interest rate environment. So make sure you're keeping folders, building all of these contact numbers, whether it's partners or whether it's other companies that we work with through the platform. The basketball tournament ends April 7th. Just a quick update here. Here's who we've got at the top. Steven, Sherry, and David are all tied for first. Remember, Alana and I can technically win the tournament, are coming first, but we can't win the tournament. Tournament ends April 7th. $100 goes to the winner. This is the time. Just crank it up. Get as many points as you can over the next, leading up to April the 7th. Also, guys, the 12-week year WHAM group, this is our last WHAM group coming up. This is week 12. And I can tell you from a managerial perspective, seeing what's happening is we had more people sign up for the 12-week year, but we also have more people complete. Now, of course, a lot of people sign up and they filter out through the process. But getting down to week 12, I'm seeing that a lot more people stuck with it for the entire process, which is great. There's no downside to things that we offer like the 12-week year. It's not a comfortable process to go through. It's a lot of self-reflection. It's a lot of dealing with, hey, not doing this well. I've got to kind of get my butt in check and realize income-producing activities versus non-income producing activities, being busy versus being productive. If you can take a time management system like the 12-week year, combine it with a business system like we have, you're going to be an unstoppable force, not only in this company, but in this industry as well. We're going to be discussing this week, how close we got to our overall goals, any reflection in the process. We'll take about a week or so break, and then we'll have a new registration sign up. I highly encourage you guys to not only get yourself, if you're not joining the 12-week year, to get on, but also to get your partners on. Anything we can do to stay connected to each other really helps in this virtual age. Also, just a quick reminder, the Prospect Wizard app is not functional yet. You can download it. However, we'll make the announcement when it goes live, and that will allow you to do some stuff in the CRM like one-click text out. Once again, just kind of wait. It's on the back burner. They are actively working on it, but it's just not live yet. Also, guys, we always talk about starting with LinkedIn. Build your brand on LinkedIn, whether it's the connection process, the intro and follow-up messages, the post, the interaction, including notification groups. This is the go-to platform in the beginning. Yes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they all have different platforms and different ways to extract value, but especially for new people coming in with little to no social media experience, LinkedIn is where we want you to start. And it's not just about connecting with people and sending intro messages. That's the first part of it. There's so much value to extract on this platform. You need to spend a little time each week getting on YouTube and, just looking up how to best use LinkedIn, how to extract market value out of LinkedIn. All of these things, 15 to 30 minutes a week will definitely help you. And then you start to uncover more ways that you can actually use LinkedIn. And once you uncover all the ways, you're going to realize, wow, I was talking on an ABC call earlier today, and my partner referenced that he did an entrepreneur search on LinkedIn in the U.S., 3.7 million entrepreneurs. Guys, if we had ABC Insurance Company in one little local area, that's meaningless to us. What that means for us is that's potential for 3.7 million leads. So understand the power of a platform like this and how to use it. And one of the things I was going to introduce to you guys today is a way to use the LinkedIn endorsements. Now, in that LinkedIn flow chart, we reference the endorsements as a way to, in a complementary way, to remind the other side to watch them. However, you can use LinkedIn endorsements to open conversations. Let me give you an example. If you connect with somebody and they're an entrepreneur, they're a marketer, and you go into their profile immediately after they connected back and you endorse them, well, they're going to get that notification that says, hey, Mike Amos endorsed you for whatever skills, business development, leadership, entrepreneurship, whatever it might be. Naturally, most of the time, those people are going to respond back. They've got the template approach. Hey, thanks for endorsing me for blah, blah, blah. It's a great opportunity because you use one of those keywords, marketing, entrepreneurship, to try to open a conversation based on the skill set that you endorse them for. Most of the time, if you come back, responding back to try to open a conversation, you're going to get a positive response because you've opened the conversation with something that benefits them. It's an extra endorsement on their page. So make sure that you understand all of these little inner mechanics of LinkedIn can benefit you if you understand how to start using them. Okay, let's just talk about, and David referenced this a little bit in his talk, things change, mentalities change, new philosophies come out. We have to adapt. If you don't adapt, you're going to die, not only in a business model, but in your mentality of thinking about, money and how to prepare for the future. So we all grew up hearing that, go to college, get a good job, buy a house, pay off that mortgage as soon as possible, save a little bit each month, you'll be set for life, right? That was the basic recipe for success. That's what you do. Well, it was rock solid advice for our grandparents, our great-grandparents, because they typically lived in the same house for their entire life. They had one job their entire life. They lived on one income. They retired with a pension. They had no credit card debt. They saved a little money consistently over time. They could count on Social Security, and they planned on being retired for only a few years. Remember, as the life expectancy grows, so does the need for your money's life expectancy to grow as well. So life has changed. Today, and some of these numbers look low to me because I've already been through more than this. We'll move 4 to 6 times in our life. I've already moved more than that. We've had 3 to 7 jobs in our life. I'm past that. We'll need 2 incomes just to live. We talk about this, in previous meetings and conversations, what it takes just to survive. The quote-unquote American dream is $130,000 a year now. You're never going to have a pension, most likely. You're going to struggle with credit card debt because as soon as you turn, 18, you start getting those offers. When I went to college, they had booths set up to immediately start enrolling you to, make you a slave to debt for your entire life. You'll save very little money, and that's just what you see. I mean, you're talking about people don't have $400 for an emergency. You're worried about Social Security being there. Depending on the age of who we are, we're talking to, for a lot of us, Social Security is not going to be there at all. For some of us, Social Security will be there, but not in the present form. So how can you count on something that might not be there at all? Well, that's a plan for failure. And you'll be retired for 30 years or more. I mean, that's a long time to retire. How are you going to fund that? What are you going to do? What's your plan of action? Well, there's a couple of different ways that we always talk about to make money. You've got salary, you've got commissions and bonuses, and you've got income investing. Most people are locked into a mindset where they trade their time for money. In our future environment, whether it be the tax system, whether it be the inflationary pressures that hit, or a lot of these different things that can cause havoc, the people that work for salary will be decimated. You cannot just trade your time for money in this environment and expect to keep up over time. So now you're left with commissions and bonuses. Commissions and bonuses is an uncomfortable place to be for most because it's performance-based income. You get rewarded for above average production. That's where you're going to excel. And in an environment like that we have, a business model like we have, with basically no fixed and variable costs, that commission, the bonus, the agency growth income that you have will spur a lot of investing. The way to keep up in this environment is to produce cash flow. People that understand that, that's the first real basic premise of what we do, is do you understand how money works? And if you understand how money works and you're looking at the ways to get ahead in this company, make more money, get to the other streams of income and revenue faster, well, you guys, yes, it's the job of your manager and everybody else to explain the fast track, make sure the other side understands it, but you guys can have better conversations if you really understand how our business works. So last week, we talked about the 4 quadrants of income that you can make here. Well, let's look at what happens on the standard or the fast track when you incorporate that track into this quadrant. Well, on personal income, that's a higher contract. That's AKA more money in my pocket on sales. Well, and these are not exact numbers, but rough estimates. Standard track's going to give you a 50% raise. Standard track will give you 50%. Fast track will give you 100%. So if I'm talking to somebody, they want a higher contract, what do you want? You want a 50% raise? You want a 100% raise? We can get that instantly for you. So understand how the standard fast track makes them more money instantly. Now, the other 3 incomes, agency, expansion, and bonus, we get there faster using one of those tracks. So agency income is the contract spreads. That's AKA your managerial overrides of 19 to 52% on your base shop production. As a manager running a base shop, you get paid on every single transaction as an SVP. Up to SVP, we'll give you the spread on your contract versus the other. So on the standard track, you're automatically instantly getting a 14% override spread on a training rep. And at fast track, you're instantly getting a 27% spread. So you want to make more money, you want to get to your spreads faster, and then that will get you to expansion income faster. Remember, expansion income is building digital agencies across the country, using that base shop to form SVPs that can go out and do this on their own. Well, this is where your exit strategy comes into play. This is your generational spreads, AKA your distribution or franchise overrides. You get paid 6 generations deep. You get paid 36 points total on 6 generations, 17% on your first, 8, 5, 3, 2, 1 on your second through your 6th. So how quickly do you want to make passive income where you don't have to have heavy day-to-day activity to do so? Well, you're going to get there faster on the standard of the fast track. And then finally, bonus income. Bonus income is, also known as performance-based income. You've got a 9% bonus pool as well as 8 $16,000 quarterly bonuses plus trips. So, bonus income is a reaffirmation you're doing something right. I just read online earlier today, Roy Williams, the head coach of North Carolina, he got a $150,000 bonus for making the Sweet 16. So like I said, bonus money is a reaffirmation that you're doing something right. You get to bonus money faster by getting your organization built quicker, and that starts with the standard of the fast track. So I think if you guys understand the inner mechanics of what this track does and the different quadrants of the income, it's a lot easier for you to feel confident in your ability to have conversations with people, and as these questions come up, you can address them. And you can address them not only verbally, but you for your own self and your partners coming in, you can figure this all out. You know, people lie, numbers don't. So let's check out the numbers. Remember, in the income calculator, you got this top part where you got the product, you got the contract level, the premium per month, and you can figure out on, you know, that first personal income production, what we just talked about, how much am I going to make on a sale? How much more could I make on a sale if I was at a higher contract level? And then for agency income, what is my override income running a base shop? Whether it's as a senior vice president, I'm capturing every override, or as I'm moving up and creating my base shop, what's my spread as other people are coming in and I'm helping train support them? And then finally, that expansion income can be figured out right there. That's your exit point. That's your cash flow asset that's going to allow you to walk away with a lot of money if you do this right, coming on a monthly basis. Only thing you cannot figure out on the income calculator is the bonus income. There are different ways that you can figure that out according to production, agency income, expansion income, where you would lie on both the 9% bonus pool as well as the quarterly bonuses. So like I said, it's easier for you guys to understand and feel confident about your business model when you really understand the back-end numbers about how this operates. Remember, if you are talking to people, and this goes back to what Dave was talking about, rich dad, poor dad, you got to understand the cash flow quadrant. Look at what happens when you're self-employed. You know, when I was younger, my dad owned a restaurant. I thought he was a business owner. Came to find out later in life he was self-employed. We had that 1 week, July 4th, we took for a vacation down to the beach, but he was out of the house by the time I woke up. By the time I got home, he was just getting back. So as your business grows as self-employed, remember, self-employed is a book of business. It's a practice. It's something that you are heavily involved with. Well, as your sales go up, your quality of life goes down. So what you were trying to build for yourself initially by being self-employed and not trading your time for money, you've actually gone and trading your time for money. You're getting more in return, but you also have a lot more liabilities that counter that, and look at what happens to your quality of life. So what we're trying to do is develop a system and a business model that gives the people that we're talking to instant lifestyle freedom, time freedom. That's with our plug-and-play operation. And then over the time they build this, the financial freedom comes into play. So remember, self-employed is not a business owner. Make sure you guys understand that in your marketing. And remember, you know, this was a few years old, but it's coming right around the corner. 75% of all insurance purchases will be online by 2020. So the rest of that 25%, the traditional model going out, writing paper apps, it's dwindling. Just like the real estate sales dwindled over time in traditional brick and mortar locations, same thing happens with this. We're on the forefront of a major disruption in a major industry. The people that you talk to, if they don't understand that instantly, they're probably not the right people that you want to be talking to. I mean, this is also a few years old, but 2016 market value compared to 2006 on a 10-year, comparison. Look at what happened. I mean, Amazon just ate these guys up. And we always talk about when you hit that inflection point, market share goes from traditional to digital. Once Amazon hit that inflection point, and it wasn't overnight, it really sucked market share away from these traditional players and put them into a point and a disadvantage where they just can't compete any longer. Walmart right here was about even, not because Walmart's such a big behemoth of a company, it's because they embraced the e-commerce model. So understand that history is on our side. Marcus Lemonis, The Prophet, on CNBC. It's a great show. Really breaks down, how people start businesses and how people ruin businesses and how people need to be saved. There's 3 P's of business success in his opinion: people, process, and product. We've got great people that we have in right now. We're bringing in great people all the time. We've got a tremendous process, a business model, an automation, and we've got incredible products that people need, want, and desire. We always talk about framing our conversations. We're expanding because we have, vehicles, strategies that people don't know about that they should, and we're getting the word out. And when you look at the 3 Ps and you look at how we, our business model helps us position ourselves with location nationwide, with the innovation that we bring to the table, the disruption that we're causing, and the execution with a very defined step-by-step system, we are ready to roll, guys. And just One of the things that Gary Bombach brought up last night was a picture from April the 8th, 2014 when they did their launch. What I did when I first looked at this business model is I looked at the other disruptors and what happened with the disruption. Well, right around year 5 to 9 is when they had a lot of inflection points, started grabbing market share from the traditional model and started wreaking havoc in that particular industry or sector. Well, guess what? April the 8th will be 5 years. The next 48 months in this company is an extremely important time. I've been waiting for this time. Guys, go at this with full force and watch what happens. You've got advantages, and we're not going to sit here and talk about these all day. One of the things that you do want to make sure that you understand, don't paralyze the other side with our thousands of advantages. Realize that we've got 6 big that we talk about: market, social media, compensation, administration, system, and technology. If you get in the habit of forming your conversations, your marketing around these 3 or these big 6 advantages, you'll find that you'll be more clear, concise in your marketing efforts. You'll get a better response. Also, 21st century marketing system. You've got landing pages. You've got drip email campaigns. You've got headers on those landing pages that continue to filter through with more and more information. Guys, we have all the tools that somebody can come in and from day one start to build an incredible business. That's very rare in any type of a business opportunity. And the VF efficiencies. We've got a technology revolution. We've got money saved from all the things that we cut out that you don't have to do anymore. You've got an assembly line where people work together. You've got a huge market. You've got the ability to use social media. You've got a formatted system. You've got aggressive follow-up tools. You've got Trans-America volume of business advantages. And you've got global recruiting and training 24/7, 365. These are things where people can constantly build their business. They don't have to show up anywhere. They've got support. All of these things, like I said, the other side that you're talking to doesn't believe that we're the model for the masses for the future, that we're 10 years ahead of the industry, that there's huge advantages in coming into our company and putting forth some effort. Get rid of them very quickly. A lot of you guys put too much value on your leads. You're trying to drag these people in. Having somebody come in is just a number on a board. Having somebody come in and work and produce, that's going to be money in your pocket and get you to your organizational as well as your personal goals a lot faster. So you've got a digital revolution that's affecting all aspects of our life. We applied it to the financial services market, one of the biggest markets in the world. So that gives you a disruptive technology plus an industry that is flush with cash. When that happens, it's a very explosive opportunity. And once again, right people should see this instantly. I did. I think you did. These are the people you want to talk to. We're not trying to bring in people so they can learn and change their mindset. We're looking for like-minded people that understand this instantly and are willing to put forth some effort, let their time or let it compound over a period of time to see the results. It's a once-in-a-lifetime business opportunity, guys. We're bringing innovative disruption to one of the largest industries on earth. Creates a rare opportunity, but they have to see the vision. They have to understand how money works, and they have to understand being ahead of the curve comes with a lot of advantages, but it also comes with a period of time where you feel like people aren't understanding your message, and that's okay. If everybody understood this, you would not have the opportunity that you have in front of you. When somebody doesn't believe that the traditional model will be disrupted, if they believe that you still have to go to people's houses, they have to have an office, that's fine. Indirectly, those people are going to make you very wealthy because those are the same people at every turn of disruption that says it wasn't working. Online banking was not safe. Travel agents, you have to come down and see them and plan a vacation. All of this stuff has been proved time and time and time again to be right as far as the disruption crowd versus the non-believers who eventually not only believed, but they embraced the model for themselves. Remember, we talked about this. I am fully convinced you can build an entire organization and a multi-million-dollar organization off living benefits. I'm fully convinced you could probably do it off upgrade of traditional term. Don't neglect the importance and the size of this marketplace. Get out there and open conversations. If somebody has a term policy and there's a 1 in 3 chance they could fall into an upgrade window, well, all you got to do is talk to enough people with term policies with an effective message. People want what they can't possibly have. So it's takeaway language. If you are affected, do you qualify for the additional benefits and monthly savings? 5-minute screen share. These are the type of things that people want. They're afraid that you're going to have to come to their house. They're afraid you're going to have to go to their office. No, we tell them that we don't know. If you're affected, if you qualify, I can tell you in 5 or 10 minutes, hop on a screen share and let's see what you've got and what I can possibly do to help you. Guys, this next few slides is just stuff that I took off your landing pages. So when people come and say, I don't know how to make an advertisement or I don't know what to post, well, you can go to any of your landing pages, and as those top headers, those billboards filter through, you can just screenshot them and put them in a folder. This is an advertisement right here with a landing page attached. So realize you have a lot of the tools right in front of you. You just need to learn how to start using them. Build your alliances, diversify your business. Are you aligned with the right company? New revolutionary virtual business system. Quit wasting your time. Quit wasting your money. Earn more with less stress. Revolutionary systems. Does your company offer you territory, every city in the U.S.? Tier system to delegate recruiting and sales. Cutting-edge tools, training support. Online 50-state e-applications, contracting and licensing. Our company offers a virtual lifestyle, so you can enjoy your life and be there for your family. So once again, use your landing pages and make sure you understand that top header. It will continue to filter through more information. Capture the screenshot, put them in folders, and these are good to go for advertisements post. Remember, we always talk about this, guys. I don't look for a specific type of person in terms of a background. What I do look for is a specific type of person in terms of what they're looking to do. I'm looking for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial mindset of people that want to build an online business. They know the value of an online business, but they're struggling to find an industry that makes sense, a company that makes sense. We have a very old, stale, stagnant, but stable industry that pays out a lot of money with a digital overhaul. Somebody's looking to build a legitimate online business. We've got a great opportunity for them. And remember, in the beginning, we always divide this up, and we tell your partners, okay, you're going to know your warm market. Somebody's not maybe a potential partner. The business opportunity doesn't make sense for them. You can lead with a sales approach. But once you leave that, and this is going to be up to you guys, recruiting seems to open up more conversations because you're always talking about a potential to put money in somebody's pocket with a business opportunity versus taking money out of the pocket with sales. So as you start to develop your language and you start to develop your online presence, it's a way to get more people to watch these videos. Now, of course, the business is not going to be for a lot of the people we talk to, either on their side or on our side, but it is a roundabout way to open more conversations because in those videos, tax-free retirement, living benefits, those strategies that we want to share with the public, we can flip those conversations. And then recruiting is going to lead you to clients, business partners, sales, revenue, growth, income, promotions, bonuses, trips, and eventually a monster organization with business activity coast to coast. You get there with activity. I was telling a partner earlier today, yes, we have all these digital tools. Yes, we have all these platforms, but money is still made on the phone. You're not picking up that phone and your revenue and income is light. That's exactly why. So make sure that you are understanding what it's going to take to build this business. Those digital tools, they allow you to get in front of somebody on a telephone call. Okay, had to mute everybody out. All right, the producer recruitment funnel. Remember, you've got 3 things that you want to look at: the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. The top of the funnel is those activities that we talk about, the processes that generate prospective clients, partners, whatever it is that you're looking for. The middle of the funnel on the recruitment side for business partners, that's going to be activities and systems that convert leads into contracts. So that's the follow-up system, the communication system, all of these positive interactions that we do to get a person to the point that they either say the business is not for me, or we interview them and say the business is not for them, or vice versa. We decide that it's a mutually good fit for both. And then the final piece of the funnel is when you get a partner in, we got to work hard to make sure that that partner has activation, retention, they're making money, and they're happy. If somebody's happy in this business, they feel like they have the support they're looking for, and they feel like they have the opportunity to make the good money, they're going to stick. If they're missing one of those pieces of the puzzle, they're not going to stick. So make sure wherever you're doing, especially if you're a manager, that you actually have communication with your team. And some things that happen on attracting new partners, the wrong type of person. You're searching for the wrong type of person, or It's a bad lead quality. It doesn't match up to the filters that you've set for the people that you're looking for. The conversion and contracting, not connecting with your leads, connecting with a lot of unqualified leads, not following up. That is the biggest problem I see in our organization. If somebody leaves our organization, just go in their CRM and you can tell instantly why they left. They didn't do anything. Or if they did something, they didn't do it well enough on a continuous based rhythm of activity. And if you're only trying to close those people who, after they watch the videos, jumping up and down, oh my God, I've been waiting for this, you're not going to build a large organization. And then finally, the lost relationships. They never write any business. They get not really into consistent production, and losing people to other opportunities, or it says competition. I feel we don't have really any competition right now, but we will. So wherever you're struggling in this kind of conversion outline or timeline, realize what's going on and correct those. It's a lot if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, and you're not keeping track, and you're not being accountable, then things are going to happen, and you're just going to kind of drift, and whatever happens, happens. Kind of like throwing things against the wall. Whatever sticks, sticks. That's not really a viable business model. And it starts with the tier one. If you have enough tier one contacts that creates awareness, interest, decision, and action, that part of the funnel, then you're going to start building a pipeline of both partners and clients. Tier one is the foundation. If you don't have enough tier one contacts, you're not going to push out enough videos, and you're not going to have any of the rest of the circle with any type of decent volume to get this really going. Remember, that tier one contact, it's going to get business partners as well as clients. And what you need to understand is if you were building a house, if you're laying bricks, contacts are like bricks for that building that you want. How big of a building do you want? How many bricks do you have to lay? The tier one ABC doesn't always finish with a defined conclusion or outcome. If the tier one ABC call ends with additional information being sent, it's the inviter or marketer's role to follow up with that potential partner or client. This does not fall on the manager. If you're not following up, you're leaving business as well as money on the table. So a lot of times, guys, it does come to a conclusion. It's not the right fit. Something comes up, and we maybe try to flip it to a pivot, go to a client-based sale, or maybe we've got interest in the partner, but their interest level from their side is not quite high enough. Maybe we send the compensation video, the VIP demo, not our job who conducted the ABC. If it's a manager, to follow up with that person. If you're not following up, leaving business and money on the table. Follow a schedule. It starts really with your website. And remember, your /biz is your website. You need to understand what's there, how to use it, the main kind of point of your communication strategy, because it's got everything somebody could possibly need to know about our business, get more information about you and what we're looking for and how we're proceeding. Prospecting with a purpose. Remember, whatever party, if you're brand new, if this is day one for you coming in, you have little to no idea what's going on, you can still be confident on the phone because the system and the scripts allow you to put yourself in a position of power. It's going to be one of you. It's going to be you or the prospect. Whoever's the most confident is going to lead the conversation. Learn how to develop a yes formula in your marketing, not yes to bring people in, but yes for the videos. And remember, join our team, recruiting. We are looking for talent. We're not looking for everybody with a breath and a pulse. If this was an MLM where you get paid to bring people in, you get a percentage of that incoming fee, it'd be a different story. It's not. We hire like any other company in America that's looking to grow. The people that we're looking for have a certain profile, a certain talent, skill set, vision, motivation, but they also need to be under the understanding that this is a 100% commission opportunity. No one's trading their time for money. And you're tying your revenue or your income to the 100% revenue growth of this company, it's an amazing opportunity for people to understand it. Extremely diversified, not only on our products, but our roles. Remember, you've got an assembly line. You've got the ability to bring different types of people in from different types of background, put them together in the assembly line, and have mutually beneficial relationships going on. Also, these are the numbers you guys concentrate on. If you're building direct, which you should never stop until you get to the point where you walk away from this, 3 a month. 3 qualified direct business partners a month will get your organization moving, and that will start to yield a base shop growth of 10. It's really the numbers that you shoot for. 3 direct, as your base shop starts to grow, 10 coming in the base shop. If you do this, everything else will take care of itself, not only the organizational growth, but that quadrant of income that we looked at as well. Evolution of a virtual financial partner. Remember, expect that when you bring somebody in, that they're going to need a lot of help. If you're not willing to help somebody in the beginning, it's the wrong business for you. Because in the end, you're going to be in a position where you can walk away. You never have to help anybody again, and you've got passive income coming in twice a week, 9 pay cycles a month. So they're going to be in the very first part of the cycle, very dependent. They're going to be calling you, emailing you, asking you a bunch of questions. It's your job to answer those. And then after a while of holding their hand, you're going to coach and mentor them because now they got a good basic understanding and they become kind of interdependent from you. And then eventually they become independent. Through the system, they've learned everything. You've answered their questions. They go out and do this on their own. The evolution of a business partner is going to vary in terms of time. Some people pick this up very quickly. Some people take more time. We help in whatever timeline and whatever capacity that partner requires. Remember, if your partners are working this business, you need to talk to them. You need to be engaging with them. You need to be communicating with them, especially in the beginning. When they're learning this, it's probably not going to be a whole heck of a lot of results. It's your job to be a positive, motivating force behind them. This is typical. You're doing great. Keep up with the activity. I like what you're doing. Any questions? This is the typical stuff. It's a 5-year plan. We talked about this in the very beginning. We're coming up on the 5th year of the launch. Year 5 to 9, in my opinion, looking at the other disruptors, is a key point in the business growth cycle for us. Over the next 48, 60 months, put the pedal to the metal, watch what happens. This company doesn't look like what it did a year ago, 2 years ago, certainly not 5 years ago. And when you look out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's going to look very different. Not in terms of what we had to do for the infrastructure, for the system, for the model that we build, but just for the amount of people coming in, organizational growth, how we position ourselves in the industry, and how the rest of the industry starts to look at us as just a tidal wave and a force that's taking over. We always want to talk sometimes about products. If you are a consultant or if you're not a consultant, you need to understand what our products do for people. If somebody has a loss of income, look at how quickly it's felt. Almost 60% of the people a year or less will feel it. 6 months, 61%. 1 month, 23%. And 1 week, 15%. I used the example of the government shutdown a few weeks ago. There were people online that not getting paid for 30 days were down to their last dollar and change. You can see in the 1 month, you have almost a quarter of the people experiencing, not being able to pay their bills, past due. So if somebody, once again, does not have $400 for an emergency, how in the world are they going to make it through some type of a severe income disruption with expenses going through the roof? And most of the time, this occurs from medical issues or events that happen in the household. So you've got what we consider a double-edged sword, and we just talked about this. If you can't pay for a small emergency, how are you going to pay for a big emergency? If you've got access to debt, if you've got assets, you're going to access the debt, prematurely attack assets during these times. That's eventually going to run out, and it's just, it causes financial chaos. Even though our client may dig themselves out of the hole in terms of the income, the hole is still there, and it takes too much to patch that up. If you don't pay your mortgage for 90 days, you're going to notice a default, secure quit notice. You got to pay the balance in arrears or face the continuing foreclosure process. So even though they might recover some, it's too much of a hole they can never fill back up. So this right here is what we try to protect people from. So when you're talking to people, be confident. Don't feel like timid because you're, quote, that insurance salesman that has a negative connotation in society. Are you ignoring a major risk, a major financial risk to your family? Well, you've got two types of people. If they got no insurance, they should automatically know that, they're playing Russian roulette. On the other hand, we talk about the upgrade market. If you've got people with traditional term, they probably got the wrong kind of life insurance. They don't even know it. You're an educator. You're going out there explaining to people what's happening in the industry with the products, with financial services, with the strategies, vehicles, instruments that we use and why they're advantageous. Once again, talking to people, opening up conversations, educating people leads down to product sales. It's no question, how this lines up at any age when you look at the traditional model piecing all this together. If you buy those supplemental policies, they're a lot to manage in terms of debits and your checking account coming out. It's a lot to manage in terms of policies. No one ever understands all of what's going on in these small policies, and most of the time they're very limited in benefits compared to one debit, one policy, all inclusive, that we walk them through and show them step by step what it covers. And the last thing that we'll leave you guys with today before Alana opens back up the floor, we made good timing today, is that if you understand how money works, $2.5 million to $3 million in the bank will spin off about $1,000 in passive income. If you've got $3 million, great, you can create that passive income. If you don't have $3 million, we've got a business that will not only get you up to $3 million in the bank, but can also produce the passive cash flow without having to use that nest egg or the amount to actually produce that. So you've got a way to build wealth and build passive income with this business model. It's very important. I'll leave you guys with this. Once again, if people don't understand what you're trying to tell them, your message, it's just not the right fit, guys. Don't drag people in that aren't going to make you money, that aren't going to be a positive advantage, motivating factor or force in your organization. If you guys have any questions, if you're working, we're always willing to help you. I'm going to go grab Alana. She'll open up the floor. And if you guys need to talk about anything, I will be posting those new consultants that we have in the Facebook groups. You guys have access to them.
Wow, thank you so much. Another great presentation by Mike Amos. So I got a ton out of it. I hope you did too. Let me go ahead and stop the recording. That way I can open up the floor for as long as needed. If anybody has questions or anything that they want to share, any suggestions for next week are always welcomed.